so I'll like be thinking about it later and I'll like remember something. So I'll just try to go through it the best I can. And actually, at this point, I'm just gonna talk about random things we did because that was pretty much the main. I kind of explained the main formula that we did for each day. Actually, we usually after breakfast we'd go to like the club place, and then we might do some sort of activity, and then we would like have free time the rest of the day or do something else there. And so like at one point we did, there were these like you can at 2 o'clock you can go do this like activity thing. So there was like a group that did ultimate frisbee, like a putt putt thing, and so we did ultimate frisbee because that was our leaders thing anyway, and ultimate frisbee is fun anyway, and so that was pretty cool. But the field was like square, and it was kind of like a PE thing where you had to like pass to everyone, and I don't know, I was I was pretty good. Like I'm always pretty good at ultimate frisbee. Um, Not to be like too cocky, I guess, but I'm pretty baller at it. So so that was pretty fun, but it wasn't like all that competitive. It was pretty easy, and I don't know, but it was all right. And then after that, we did, or let's see, what else did we do? We also did. There was also another time where we did like there were like stations, and one of them was like ultimate frisbee, and so we just did the ultimate frisbee like the whole time, and so that was pretty cool. But we also played this game called One Hand, and basically the rule is you stand in a circle, and you throw like it can be like frisbee football. We mainly played with a frisbee, and you like throw the frisbee to a person. You try to make them drop it, but you can't like laser it, or if it's like a bad throw, then it's you're out, I guess. So you get like three misses or like bad throws before you're out, and so that was pretty fun. I won most of them, which is pretty cool. And you can like you try to make the frisbee like wobble or something like that. And with the football, we had like 2 rounds of the football, and I almost won the second one, I think, which is pretty cool. But it's all about like there's all sorts of like cheap tactics you can use because you can like flip the frisbee in a certain way that's like pretty much all luck and where your handle fall on it, and there's not really much you can do about that. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. We did that a lot, and I don't know. Some of the people, there's this one guy that I thought would be pretty cool, and he was all right for some of the time, but he and this other kid got like really into it or like got really mad at each other. Like all of a sudden, this kid came off as like I was just being like a total jerk to him, and so the other guy wasn't really gonna take it, and so there was like one night where it was like they were talked about like fighting or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, bring it on," It was all kind of in good fun, but I don't know. And so this one kid, the kind of the good guy, I guess, in the situation, like towel whipped him and then like kicked him in the balls, and then like he was like, "Oh, keep bringing it on," or whatever, and he was just like egging him on there, and then this other guy just like pushed him like up against the wall and like told him to like knock it off, and this is another like cabin member, not like a leader or anything, and so that was pretty intense. And before he had like the same guy had like knocked him over like a few times with because he was like being annoying or something like that, and or no, he like slapped him, and so I don't know, it was all kind of crazy. And but by far I think the funniest part, there was one night where we did like this Rockstar thing where it was like I don't really get the point of it because sometimes they had to make like points for everything like this, and like we're doing this because blah blah blah, and it's just like I don't understand. And so we did like this Rockstar thing. The leaders had like shirts for all of us, and so we put that on, and we went down there, and they had like a red carpet thing, and like one of the main head camp coordinators was like, "Ooh, who inspired this look?" and all that stuff. And so one of my friends was like, "Oh, I was," or like, "I designed this." And then the guy was like, "Oh, what inspired this?" or whatever. And he's like, "This was inspired by my left nipple," and it was just hilarious. Um, oh man, it's so funny. Like, I don't know. If you don't really know him, I guess that might not be too funny. But just, he, in front of like the whole camp, he just took the mic and said, "This was inspired by my left nipple," and then just like smiled and walked away. And so that was pretty crazy. And the water slides there, they were my favorite one was like this 4-person raft one, where it's like there's 4 little like slides, I guess, and you're all going down one. Let's see, or you're all like going down. It's how can I explain this? There's 4 slides and they're all like right next to each other, and they're like the same, the same thing. And so you get this kind of like it's called like the prospector's plunge or something like that, and you get this like little mat, and you try to slide down and beat everyone, and like the bigger the person is, the faster they go or farther they go. And so that was kind of like I don't know, there wasn't really much skill to it, more luck and a weight. And so that was pretty fun. There was another one that was like a big drop off, so it would just kind of go, it was like this tube, and then it would go gradual, and then all of a sudden it would just drop like almost straight down, and it would like break out of its tube to be like a half tube thing. And then there was another one that was completely tubed in, and it was like super hot in there. It was really weird because like I guess the water heat like made it super hot, and it was kind of strange. And there's another like raft one, like solo or 2-person raft one. And then the last one was like this single, kind of like the tunnel tube one, but it was like 10 times slower, it felt. And that one was kind of stupid. And then they also had like this high dive thing, but it wasn't like a diving board. It was just like this like piece of wood sort of thing. I don't know. It fit in like nicely, but it sounds kind of bad, I guess. But that was pretty fun. Like the water in there was like a lot colder, and so people did like flips in there and stuff. I just jumped off of it because there was usually like a long line or something, and that was pretty fun. And the water was like colder too, and so when you got out, you felt like 10 times more refreshed because like the air made it feel a lot warmer. So that was cool. Let's see, what else do we do? There was also like this thing where they did the CMAs or something like that, the Creekside Music Awards, and that was kind of like the big like, oh, the Creekside Music Awards are in 4 days. We gotta prepare for this or whatever. And I don't know, it was kind of stupid. And then they also did one of the nights we did like a carnival pool party thing where they had like a carnival and you tried to win tickets, and then you could like get pies in the face for like leaders and stuff like that. And last year they did like a similar thing, but it was set up outside, so there was a ton more room, and that was better because this was in like imagine like a full size basketball court, like a sports court pretty much, and they just did it in there, and that's like the whole like camp was in there, like 350 people or something. And I mean, not everyone that was in there, I guess, but some people were just hanging out on the outside. But that was still pretty crazy, and that was pretty fun. They had like funnel cake and licorice that you could just grab, an Otter Pop, so we grabbed some of that. And then we like knew that the pool party was coming because the leader told us, but no one else did. And so like when we walked, they were like, okay, time to go back. And we were walking back, and then they're like, hey, where are you going? And then they turned on the pool, and everyone like jumped in. And me and Connor didn't go in because Connor like wasn't feeling well or something like that. Or no, that was a different night. Connor like just didn't want to go in. And I was like, yeah, I'm not really gonna go in there either if you're not going in there. So I just didn't, and just hung out with him. We threw the frisbee around and stuff. And it was pretty. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you want to see more, click that subscribe button.